Good evening. I've had a fantastic week. I've been shooting twice and fishing twice, and it's finally winding down, but frankly, it's been the best week I've had in a long time. Technically shooting 4 times, but twice was just in the yard. Let me show you what I've been having fun with. So this is a Ruger Super Wrangler, but this would be the collector's edition. 2025, so it's got these pretty wood grips with these maple leaves, and let's see, you got some other little leaves down here and some acorns and nice Ruger logo. It's Cerakoted. It's a Super Wrangler. So basically, for those of you not familiar, the Super Wrangler is a cheaper version of the single 6, but a significantly more affordable at around $300, as opposed to, I don't know, say $800 these days for the single 6. I don't know why it's that expensive, but it is. So with it, you get 2 cylinders. I have the 22 mag cylinder in here right now, the 22 long rifle cylinder here. I've shot both. I've enjoyed both. I've had better luck shooting the long rifle accuracy wise. I'll show you some targets in just a second. It does have adjustable sights, and I have this pistol pretty well dialed in, way better than I expected it to be. Now it is with the ammo that it likes, but I'll go over that too. Your mileage may vary. So with the Rugers, you open the loading gate, then you can free spin the cylinder. You can actually do it either direction in these Wranglers, and I think single 6s as well. But we're all clear. Like I said, that's a 22 mag cylinder. Then you can swap parts really easy. You just push this little button in, pull this pin, pop that gate back open, and jump out your cylinder. This thing has been a blast to shoot. When I first got it, the grips were a little loose, specifically this right grip panel. But I just took it off, put a little piece of... Sorry if you hear the dogs in the background. Put a little piece of electrical tape underneath, and it took all the creakiness out of it. But I think this just looks great. It feels great. I actually kind of like the matte finish. These adjustable sights are fantastic. And it shoots really well. You can tell it's a big step up when you switch over to the Magnum, and I have some pretty powerful 22 Magnum ammunition. But it was still a breeze. Got a lot louder, kicked a little more, but not bad. Obviously still rimfire. But let's talk about how it shot. Rolling some targets. Okay, so most of these are going to be 10-yard groups. I had some 25-yard groups, but I think I threw most of those away. So this was Normatec 22 at 10 yards. This was rested. And this is a Guila, just the standard copper-plated cheap, $4 a box of Guila, 10 yards, once again, rested. This should be 6 shots. Most of these should be 6 shots, but there might be a couple 5s every once in a while, just because, bad ammo not going off and whatnot. All right, here's a mixture of CCI Mini Mag and Remington Thunderbolt, but the group size was the same, and it's just what I had, so it's what I ran with. The Remington Thunderbolt actually shoots surprisingly well out of this thing. It's just horribly, horribly dirty. I mean, I was coming away with, unburnt powder and all types of stuff all over me when I fired that, but it did group well, so if that's what you got, it'll work. The mini mags did okay. They didn't do great. Not as good as I would have thought. Now this is an example of 22 mag. This is still 10 yards rested. And it shot low for where I had my sights dialed in at the time. But this is Gold Dot. Spear Gold Dot. Short barrel 22 Magnums. This is really for like a snub-nosed. I bought it because I had a snub-nosed at one point in time, 22 mag, but it didn't fire very well. It very inconsistent. I don't know, it wouldn't go off. It felt like I had a really heavy spring, so I don't think the hammer was just hitting too light, but just did not like to fire. So that's what I bought it for. But look at that group. That is phenomenal. I mean, I'll take that all day long. That was rested too, but I'm not like for these at 10 yards, you know, at a 10-yard pistol range, I'm not like rested up on a rest or whatever. I'm just kind of leaning on the wood rail, and I'll take that all day long at 10 yards. If I can replicate that, even better. Let's see. This is Winchester Super X. I shot a lot out of this, to tell you the truth. I think, yeah, that's a 18-round group of Winchester Super X. It shot well, too. I don't know why I started stringing down on those 6 shots. I don't know what I was doing or if I was monkeying with the sights, but I mean, you can see 12 of those 16 literally all right here, tearing up the red in just that first ring, the 10 ring. These shot really well, and it actually made me want to go buy, well, it made me want to buy more, but to tell you the truth, I found the Winchester Target Small Game 36 grain hollow points. I think these were 40 grain hollow points. But I bought those, and I'll show you how those did in a minute. They shot phenomenal. In fact, I think they shot better than that Super X. Here's an 18-shot group of just Thunderbolt. You can see how it did. I told you it shot really well. Like I said, this is 10 yards leaning on a bench. But it did pretty well. None of these are really anything I'd write home about. Here's 18 shots of that same Aguila I was telling you about earlier that I had the smaller group with. It just, for whatever reason, it was very inconsistent, or either it was inconsistent or I was inconsistent, because I was kind of all over the place with it. Used to have really good luck with that stuff out of my 1022 for some reason, but it did not like the Super Wrangler. Here's another group of that Super X, just a 6-round group. I dropped one, but that was my fault. This is definitely much more representative. Take out my flyer, it's a pretty decent sized group. And a lot of these were before I started adjusting the sights very much. But this is what I ended with. And this is offhand, I really got lucky. I should have saved the 10-yard target for this, but this is Winchester Target and Small Game Bulk Winchester White Box. It was a 333-round pack that I bought from Sportsman's Warehouse. But look at that 6-shot group. 2 of them through the same freaking hole just about. These 4 were phenomenal, and that's at 25 yards offhand. No rest. I mean, I got a better group at 25 yards with this offhand than I got resting at 10 yards with a lot of these. I mean, look at that versus, let's go with that versus the Aguila. And these are both long rifle. Very similar size group, double the range. Actually, a smaller group. There's Norma Tac 22. Also a kind of more expensive 22 ammo. Not that bad, but you know, more than $20 for a box of 333. So this is what I ended up standardizing on at the end when I left. Like I said, I really sided it in for this out of the long rifle cylinder. Mostly because I thought it'd be cheaper and more fun to plink with. And I might do some occasional squirrel hunting or something with it. You have a 5.5-inch barrel, so you have a pretty good bit of sight radius. My original thoughts with this was to take that 22 mag, 0 to 25 with whatever it shoots best. Hopefully, you know, get a group that size as well. It is what it is, but I wouldn't have as much luck with this at 25 for whatever reason. I only had 2 types of ammunition to try, and actually I had 3. I had some Winchester, I think they were 40 grain hollow points of 22 mag. It was also Super X or something or another. I don't remember exactly, but I shot it at 25. It did okay, about a fist size group. I mean, nothing I'd write home about. And that was from, you know, a brace position on the bench on a, I don't want to say actual rest, but I had it propped up on my range bag. So I was fairly steady. Those gold dots shot about the same. And like I said, I wish I kept the target. I think I have a picture on my phone, but I don't know if I'll be able to insert that. But they were all pretty much within a 9 ring. I usually have, you know, 3 or 4 good shots and then a couple of flyers. But when it's, you know, a third of my group that's flyers, I'm not going to count that. Part of it's probably I was getting fatigued. But the mini mag, I just did not like the mini mags. I mean, I was able to get groups, like I said, about the size of this 9 ring. And this is a small target. I mean, I have large size hands, but I don't have like gigantic hands or anything. And I could get them all within the 9 ring. You know, minute a raccoon at 25, but nothing that I could write home about. Nothing as good as this. I mean, offhand, I'm really surprised I got this group. I mean, I'm seriously surprised, but I'm not gonna complain about it. I was very happy. But yeah, that's what I ended up standardizing on. Probably one of the cheapest ammos I found. Like I said, it was $20 at Sportsman's Warehouse, $19.99 for a 333 round box. I think it's a little more if you buy it at Walmart in a 555 round box, but they have it. So that's what I'm gonna rock in my Wrangler for the most part. I'm gonna keep testing some 22 mag loads, just see what I can find, because like I said, my original idea for this was kind of just a good little knock around woods gun, maybe even for my wife to carry when we do outdoorsy stuff. You know, we like to fish and camp, and I'm not gonna say we're very good at fishing, but we do enjoy to do it. We like to be outside. She likes to be outside. And I thought, you know, maybe 22 Magnum. It's decent. It's not a lot, but it's decent, especially with those gold dot hollow points. It's a lot better than throwing rocks. And I thought it'd be something she'd be able to shoot and handle pretty well. And then, like I said, if I was walking in the woods, wanted a sidearm, say during deer season or something, don't want to carry a larger pistol, especially if I want to do some small game hunting, take this, maybe pop in the 22 cylinder. But yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that group at 25. I'm really surprised I was able to achieve that. Like I said, that was offhand. But that's what I got this sucker sighted in for. You know, you could say it's a little bit high and you wouldn't be wrong, but hell, I'm not going to monkey with it. But yeah, I love this thing. I wholeheartedly recommend these Super Wranglers. My buddy has one just like it that's not the collector's edition, and he ordered it right before we discovered there was a collector's edition that from our specific source was only like $7 more expensive to get the one with the nice wood grips, and well, that's pretty much it. It came with a couple other random accoutrements, but nothing worth talking about. Nothing any of y'all would be interested in. But yeah, thanks for checking it out. Like I said, I really recommend these. I love Ruger single actions. I have another one I'll show you one of these days that matches this and complements it nicely. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you got something out of it. You know, if you've had better luck with accuracy, let me know. If you had worse luck, let me know. If you have a load that's just dead on the money and fantastic, let me know that too. You know, maybe try out this Winchester target in small game. For the price, you can't beat it. You can't beat that accuracy. All right, see you guys.